Assassin's Creed has gone through a lot of changes since its first release. Some of these changes were well received, while others divided the fanbase. So today I want to take a step back and revisit what made Assassin's Creed truly great. I want to take you through what I like to call the golden age of Assassin's Creed. A period spanning Assassin's Creed 2 all the way up to Black Flag, where a series reached its peak in terms of storytelling, gameplay and historical immersion. In 2009, Ubisoft released Assassin's Creed 2. This game was a game changer for a series. Compared to the original Assassin's Creed, which felt repetitive with limited mission variety, AC2 gave the players a rich and dynamic world to explore. The story followed Ezio Auditore,
Ezio Auditore da Firenze,
whose personal journey of loss and vengeance made players deeply connected to his character. Unlike Altair, Ezio wasn't just a stoic assassin. He was charming, relatable, and you watched him grow into a master assassin over the course of the game. The introduction of varied mission types, more fluid combat, and an expanded open world made AC2 a far richer experience.
Hello, Leonardo.
The addition of historical figures like Leonardo da Vinci gave the story depth and added to the immersion, making Renaissance Italy truly feel alive. While Assassin's Creed 2 set the stage for what the series could be, Brotherhood truly took everything to a higher level. The leap from AC2 to Brotherhood wasn't just an evolution, it was a revolution in gameplay and world design. One of the biggest additions was the ability to recruit and train your own assassins.
The liberation of Roma has begun.
This feature allowed you to call in your recruits for support during combat, or even send them on missions across Europe to level up their skills. It made you feel like you were building something bigger than yourself, creating a legacy of assassins ready to strike from the shadow. Another fantastic addition to Brotherhood was the ability to renovate Rome itself. Unlike the segmented cities of AC2, where you could only invest in certain areas, Brotherhood let you rebuild the entire city from the ground up, renovating shops, landmarks and even the famous aqueducts. This allowed you to unlock new items, side quests and areas to explore. Rome itself was a masterpiece of game design. An expansive, living city that was a character on its own right. Unlike the multiple cities of AC2, Brotherhood only focused on one grand location, and it felt like Ubisoft poured all their creativity into making Rome as vibrant and interactive as possible. Every district felt unique, from the bustling markets to the towering Colosseum. It was a perfect playground for the assassins.
My story is one of many thousands, and the world will not suffer if it ends too soon.
With Revelations, Ubisoft closed the chapter on Ezio's journey, and I can say it was an emotional farewell. What made Revelations so powerful was the way it connected Ezio's story to Altair's. The game wasn't just about tying up loose ends, it was about a legacy and reflection. Ezio's story had matured, and so had the gameplay. Set in the vibrant city of Constantinople, Revelations also introduced new tools like the Hookblade, adding another layer to the parkour and combat system. The game had more of an introspective tone, exploring themes of closure and purpose, making it feel like a fitting end to Ezio's legendary journey. Personally, Assassin's Creed Revelations wasn't my favorite entry in the series. The setting of Constantinople, while historically rich, just didn't captivate me the way Rome did in Brotherhood. It felt a step back, lacking the same vibrant atmosphere and intricate design that made Rome such a fantastic playground for the assassins. One of the new mechanics introduced in this game was a tower defense minigame, and honestly, it didn't quite hit the mark. It felt out of place and didn't add much to the core experience of being an assassin. Also, I wasn't a big fan of Ezio's greyish outfit in this game. It lacked the iconic flair of the previous looks. But, despite its flaws, there were moments of brilliance in Revelations. The missions involving Altair were exceptional, diving deep into the lore of the original assassin. These sequences were some of my favorite, connecting Ezio's story with the roots of the Brotherhood.
On him!
Assassin's Creed 3 marked a bold departure from the Renaissance era, taking players to the American Revolution. Connor Kenway, the new protagonist, was a more serious character, very different from Ezio. While some fans struggled to connect with him, the game introduced groundbreaking new features. Dynamic weather, naval combat, and the wilderness offered a fresh sense of freedom. The biggest criticism of AC3 was its slow start, spending several hours playing as Haytham Kenway, Connor's father, before getting into the main storyline. This frustrated some players, but the game was something new, something different. The large-scale battles, the fluid combat, and the introduction of naval warfare were ahead of their time. Though it wasn't universally loved, AC3 still brought some of the most innovative mechanics to the series. If Assassin's Creed 3 laid the foundation for new mechanics, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag took them to the next level, delivering what many fans consider one of the greatest entries in the series. Released in 2013, Black Flag introduced us to Edward Kenway, a pirate turned assassin sailing the chaotic seas of the Caribbean. The naval combat that was introduced in AC3 became the central element of Black Flag. And it was incredible. Whether you were raiding enemy ships, exploring hidden islands, or battling the elements at sea, every moment felt exhilarating. The open world was massive and the seamless transition between land and sea exploration gave players an unparalleled sense of freedom. Edward Kenway was a unique character. He wasn't driven by the greed at first. He was a pirate, motivated by personal gain and adventure. His journey of self-discovery and eventual acceptance of the Assassin Brotherhood added layers to the story, making him one of the most dynamic characters in the franchise. Black Flag also struck a perfect balance between the pirate fantasy and the traditional assassin elements. Stealth and parkour still played a major role, but the pirate lifestyle, like sailing, looting and exploring, made the game feel fresh and unique compared to the previous titles. On top of that, the Caribbean setting was visually stunning, from Havana's busy street to tropical islands scattered across the map. The world of Black Flag was one of the most beautiful in the series. The attention to details in the ships, towns and even the open sea made every journey feel like a grand adventure. With Black Flag, the golden age of Assassin's Creed came to an epic conclusion. Ubisoft had perfected the balance of stealth, historical immersion and larger-than-life adventure. But after Black Flag came Assassin's Creed Unity, a game with massive potential but plagued by technical issues at launch. Though eventually patched, Unity's rocky start marked the end of the Golden Age. It served as a reminder that everything great of the franchise must evolve carefully. The games that followed, like Syndicate, Origins and beyond, took the series in new directions, some focusing more on RPG elements, changing the core identity of the series. So, let me know in the comments which game of this era was your favorite, and if you want, you could subscribe and like, and maybe I see you in the next video. Bye everyone.